Okay, I am going to be trying out VIPEK's newest S3X expandable clothing rack. I am so excited for this one. The last one I got wouldn't have fit in this closet. So since this one's expandable, it is going to fit my closet because this closet needs a lot of help. I'm a little bit embarrassed, so we're just gonna close that back up. But yeah, the company did send this out to me, so let's go ahead and get started on putting it together. So unboxing all of that took about 10 minutes. It is a lot, and I didn't even unwrap a lot of them because the wrapping has the letters on it and I didn't want to forget what was what. So I just left them on or in the packaging. So here is the instruction manual, and these are all the parts that come in it. And I did try to lay them all out in alphabetical order so it makes it easier to put together. But this is the basic rundown of what we're going to be doing. And we are going to be using these clips to attach everything. And that's why there are a ton of those M clips, because that's how we attach pretty much everything. I just want to take a moment and say thank you for watching. If you enjoy this kind of content, please subscribe and like this video. It helps me out a lot. Also, if there's a specific item that you've been wanting to know how to put together before you buy, please comment that down below and I'll see if I can help you out with that. Now let's get back to putting this together. For step 2, where you're going to be connecting all of the F pieces, which are these shoe shelf pieces, and you want to make sure that it's flipped the right way. Don't put that raised bar up top. You want it to be all flat. We're going to be connecting these bars. Make sure that notch is pointed down. And we're just going to be connecting the bars through this hole into this little thread right here. Just like so. And we're going to do that for all of the F pieces. Okay, for step 3, we are just connecting the clips and A poles, and we're just going to connect them all on the bottom at the same length. So for like the bottom, I'm going to connect it right on this little notch. All you're going to do is connect 2 clips, and you just make sure that the top is facing up, and then they just clip together, and then you just pull down until it clicks together like that. And we're just going to do that on every single hole. For the next step, we're going to be taking pieces A that we just connect those clips to, and we're going to be taking 2 of the expandable D pieces, and we're just going to be connecting those. And then while you're putting these together, make sure that the VIPEK logo that's on the outside of the D pieces is right side up. So you want it to be able to read it. So just make sure that it's going this way, just like that. Next, we're going to be connecting a piece E right between these 2 pieces that we just put together. And you'll just do that by using those clips. And pieces E don't have a sticker on it, but you'll be able to tell from the chart which one it is. It kind of looks like these expandable pieces, just without the expandable function. Again, always making sure that the VIPEK logo is upright, or else you will have issues. Now we are going to be putting on these F pieces that we first put together. And they're just going to go right above that piece we just put on in the middle, and you'll just use the clips. And now we're going to be putting on the B poles, and they're just going to screw in to these A poles right here. Okay, now we're going to be putting 2 more of these F pieces right in the middle over there. Next, we're going to be taking these H pieces and putting them on one side of the expandables. And this is just if you want a shorter hanger. So they do have a rod that's going to go across and expand for like skirts, and then you could put shirts up top. Okay, after we connect those H pieces, now we're going to be connecting more of the B pieces and just making it grow. Alrighty, so we just completed step 11. So now we're just going to be repeating what we did on the bottom, and then just continue on up until we get to the very top of the middle, which is where we're going to be connecting this second E piece. So now that we have that top E piece on, the middle is complete. So now that the middle is complete, we are going to be putting the 2 top expandable shelves on. So they're the last 2 D pieces. I ran into my very first issue of putting this together. So I did make this top E piece too high up, because when I tried to put these hooks on, it made it impossible to put the pole through. The pole has to go between these 2 racks. So I need to lower these racks. It's not a big deal. I just got to lift up and move the clips down far enough that I can fit the clothing rack pole just right between these 2. Much better. Part 18 is a little bit up to your discretion. So this is the part where you're gonna decide how you want your clothing rack. So if you want it expanded, you are going to expand it to however big you want. And then this little hole is where piece K and piece J are going to connect, just to secure this so that you don't have it expanding or contracting on you without you wanting it to. So those are the two pieces. That kind of explains it in the diagram, but you'll do that on all 4D pieces. And that's just gonna look like that. And it'll look like that from this side. All right, last pieces we have are going to be these extendable clothing rods, and they're just gonna connect by screwing in the K piece. So we'll put one right here on those H pieces that we screwed in a long time ago, one up here for shirts, and then one on the other side for dresses. And it'll look like this diagram right here. So for the top pieces, we're gonna be using these L hooks, and it'll screw right through that hole right there. They do give you extra clips in case the clips break. I've never had them break before, but it is nice that they give you extra ones. And then this is an extra step. This is for mounting it. I have not done that yet, and I don't think I will. I just think that it's so secure and I'll have so much weight on it that I don't think I'll need to do that. But they do have that in case you need to secure it to a wall. So now we can screw this in and it's not an issue at all. Alrighty, it is completely done. It is put together. I am gonna have to take it apart a little bit again just to get it in the closet, but I wanted to show you what it looks like fully put together just so you can see the whole thing. It did take me about an hour and 38 minutes to put this whole thing together. It probably would have taken me a little bit less time, but I did make a mistake with the clothing rods, so I had to fix those problems, which added a little bit more time. But it probably should just take about an hour. I just made a few mistakes. The thing I love most about this clothing rack is the ability to make it expand. So this closet is not exactly that width. So I'm gonna put it in there and then expand it to make it fit perfectly. So I'll have to adjust those later when I get it in, but I absolutely love that feature because it makes it so customizable to your own space. So I love that they made an expandable version of their clothing rack. I have reviewed a few of these, so go ahead and check out my channel if you want to see the other ones that I did. This one is my favorite so far just because I love how useful this is. It's going to fit my closet needs perfectly, so I can put all of my skirts down here, all of my shirts up there, and then all of my dresses right here because there's lots of space there. And then just so many shoes could be put here, pants, hats, purses, whatever. So let me go ahead and skip to where this is filled up. There you have it. It is so cool. I love this clothing rack. Let me give you a closer look though. So these middle racks right here are super cool because not only can you put pants and purses and all sorts of stuff on it, but it actually holds stiletto heels. So most clothing racks are gonna look like this and stiletto heels are gonna fall right through those crevices. But these racks have those tiny little spaces between those wires. So the stiletto heel doesn't fall through. It'll fall through here, but this area, you could just slide it right on there. I think that's so cool. And then I love that they gave you a longer option for dresses because they fit perfectly right there. I will say some of my skirts are gonna have to go on the dress side because they're a little bit too long, but like any T-length or midi length skirts and higher will fit perfectly right there. And then even my longest sweaters and shirts fit perfectly on this top clothing rod. And I still have so much space up top. I barely used any of the space and I only have like 2 shoes on each shoe shelf. So there is so much space still. I will say if you have a lot of longer boots, I would suggest leaving out this bottom one right here, just so you can put your tall boots under there and have them still be standing. I could put them underneath the dresses right here, so that would work fine too, but it would be nice to have all the shoes lined up perfectly. And I guess I could put them up top right here as well. But that's just an idea I had. I was thinking maybe I should have left that one out or just moved it up higher to create a super small shelf for like slippers and stuff. Plus, if this is too tall for your needs, you could just leave off the last piece and make it shorter. If my closet was any shorter, I would have to do that, but it's gonna fit perfectly. I'm gonna be able to slide it right in there. And like I said, you can adjust all of these. This is just how I put it. I just evenly kind of did girl math and measured just this amount of distance between each shelf, but you can adjust them, like I said, if you have taller items or shorter items, whatever you need. Also, I'm really impressed with these clothing rods. They are not bending at all. I put a lot of weight on this shirt one just all at once, and it didn't even budge. It was really impressive. So I'm really happy with whatever material they use on those clothing rods. It is super strong and sturdy. But yeah, I also love that I can expand this even though it's already put together. So all I would do is just remove those little brackets on each one and then just expand it and put them back on. So I'll do that later whenever I put it in the closet. But yeah, for right now, I just have it at its smallest length. I did want to measure because it says the smallest width is 5 feet 11 inches. And I just wanted to make sure that was accurate. So it can actually get a little bit smaller than the listing says. So 70 inches is what I measured. It's only 1 inch off from what they said. Yeah, that's the smallest width. And then it says you can make it go as wide as 8 feet and 7 inches. That's like ginormous. It's not gonna fit in this room. That's why I have it as the smallest width right now, just because it's gonna fit my needs better. But yeah, that was all I had for this VIPEK clothing rack review. This is the S3X version that is expandable. Absolutely love this thing. It is top tier, definitely would recommend. Like I said, I have reviewed a bunch of these, so go check them out on my channel. Also, I will link this down below. If you want one of these and you want to help me out, please use that link. And I have a discount code down there too. Thanks again for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe.